The Outlander Season 8 trailer begins with the sound of cannons in the distance, signaling that the American Revolutionary War is not over, not for Jamie Fraser, and certainly not for the family he's trying so desperately to protect. Claire stands watching, torn between duty and love, knowing full well that every step Jamie takes towards the battlefield brings him one step closer to never returning. This season, the stakes are different. It's no longer just about survival. It's about legacy. It's about what remains after everything you love is tested by fire and loss. Jamie is no longer a young warrior chasing justice, he is a father, a husband, and a man carrying the burden of too many lives lost. He's weary, but not broken. Not yet. And that's where this story begins. Season 8 picks up with a deep sense of urgency. You can feel it in the way Jamie rides, in the way Claire's eyes flicker with pain when she speaks of their daughter. Brianna and Roger are no longer just side characters in this tale, they are key to the future. And with time travel once again stirring in the background, the question rises, is this the final moment where past and future collide? Or will the choices they make echo through time in ways none of them can control? We know that danger is closing. In from all directions, on the battlefield, in political whispers, and even among supposed allies. Jamie's Scottish pride, his fierce loyalty, and his unwavering commitment to Claire are going to be tested in ways that will shake even the strongest hearts. This season isn't just about endings. It's about confrontation. Jamie will come face to face with the very things he's run from, haunted memories, broken promises, and a reckoning with the man he used to be. The trailer doesn't give away everything, but one thing is clear. Jamie will be forced to choose between peace and purpose. And peace may come at too high a price. Meanwhile, Claire's voice, steady yet fragile, carries the weight of a woman who's lost too much and still dares to hope. She knows this war could be the end of the man she loves. But she also knows Jamie Fraser never stops fighting, not when there's still a sliver of hope left. The cinematography may be grand, the war epic, the costumes stunning, but none of that compares to the raw human emotion driving this story. Season 8 is digging into something deeper. What happens when love outlasts time, but time refuses to stop taking from you? Every decision Jamie and Claire make now could ripple across generations. Their love has survived wars, betrayals, time, and death itself. But in this final season, the question isn't just can it survive, it's should it survive, if the cost is everything else? These are the questions that the trailer quietly dares to ask. It doesn't scream for attention, it whispers. And somehow, that's even more haunting. As the music builds, we hear a single line that chills to the bone: we can't go back. It's not just about time travel, it's about the cost of change, the burden of knowing too much, and the reality that once certain choices are made, there's no returning to what once was. Season 8 is not here to give you comfort. It's here to challenge what you believe about love, loyalty, and destiny. The trailer might only last a few minutes, but in those few moments, it becomes painfully clear: no one is safe. Not Jamie. Not Claire. Not even time itself. As the trailer continues, we're taken deeper into the emotional war Jamie and Claire must face. There's a brief glimpse of Jamie writing a letter, his hands trembling, the candlelight flickering, shadows dancing across his weathered face. We don't know who the letter is for yet, but it feels final. Like a goodbye. Maybe it's for Brianna. Maybe it's for Claire. Or maybe it's for someone not yet revealed, someone who holds the last secret of Jamie's past. This season is full of those kinds of moments, quiet, tender, but bursting with meaning. Because even though battles will be fought with muskets and swords, the real war is happening inside the characters. Jamie is haunted by choices he made decades ago. Choices he thought were buried. But history, like time, refuses to stay quiet. It all comes back. And this time, it's demanding a price. We see Claire alone in a field, looking up at a sky filled with storm clouds. Her voiceover breaks the silence: I've never feared death, but I fear losing him. That single line sets the tone for everything to come. Claire is no stranger to heartbreak, but the fear of losing Jamie in a war he never asked for is something even she can't shake off. There's a heaviness in her eyes, the kind that only comes from years of surviving pain, loss, and time itself. Her medical skills may save lives, but they can't protect Jamie from a bullet or a betrayal. And this time, there's no magic, no miracle, no time portal that can promise a happy ending. The Revolutionary War is chaotic, brutal, and personal. Families are being torn apart. Loyalties are shifting. And Claire finds herself once again trying to fix a world that's determined to destroy everything she holds dear. And while we focus on Jamie and Claire, the trailer also hints that their story isn't the only one unfolding. Brianna, back from her own journey through time, is struggling to fit into a world that no longer feels like hers. She's caught between timelines, her heart in the 20th century, but her blood in the 18th. Roger, trying to hold his family together, is facing his own crisis of faith. The look in his eyes says it all, he's not sure where he belongs anymore. And then there's William, Jamie's son, still unaware of the full truth, walking deeper into danger with each passing day. Will Season 8 finally bring the father and son face to face in the way we've been waiting for? Or will the war tear them apart before the truth can even surface? The trailer also teases the return of familiar enemies and unresolved vendettas. Lord John Grey appears, calm, calculated, hiding emotions behind diplomacy. But he, too, is running out of time. He's caught between his duty to the crown and his heart's unspoken devotion to Jamie. Every glance, every conversation, is laced with what can't be said out loud. And in the background, we hear whispers of rebellion, betrayal, and revolution, not just in the colonies, but within hearts, homes, and relationships. This season is not just about what's happening on the battlefield, it's about what's collapsing in private. Love, secrets, and old wounds all threaten to destroy what little peace is left, and then there's the most chilling moment of all, a baby's cry, echoing through the forest, with no one around. Who does it belong to? Could this be a new character? Or is it a memory, a vision, a warning? Outlander has always played with time in ways that break our hearts and bend our minds. And this single, haunting sound might just be the biggest clue yet, that the past isn't done with Jamie and Claire. Not by a long shot. As Outlander Season 8 unfolds, the tension between duty and desire threatens to tear every character apart. We see glimpses of Jamie standing in the shadows of battle tents, surrounded by soldiers who look to him for guidance, for leadership, but Jamie's eyes aren't on the maps. They're distant. He's not thinking about victory, he's thinking about survival, about getting home to Claire. And for the first time, we see the weight of his years catch up to him. He's fought so many battles, crossed so many lines, and carried the pain of so many losses that it's hard to tell if he's still fighting for freedom, or just fighting to hold on to the last pieces of his soul. Season 8 promises a version of Jamie we've never fully seen, older, wiser, but more vulnerable than ever before. And it's that quiet vulnerability that will shatter us. Claire, on the other hand, is no longer the woman we met in Season 1. She's been forged in fire, burned, rebuilt, and scarred in ways that only time travelers could understand. Her hands still heal, but her heart is weary. And yet, her love for Jamie hasn't faded, it's only grown deeper, more desperate, more necessary. Their connection is the heartbeat of the series, and in this final chapter, it's being tested more fiercely than ever. In one quick scene, Claire holds a locket that Jamie once gave her. Her fingers tremble. She closes her eyes, and we can feel the weight of 1,000 memories rushing through her. These aren't just sentimental moments, they're emotional anchors that remind us just how far they've come, and how close they are to the end. Meanwhile, Brianna and Roger's journey grows darker. They've returned from the future, but not without consequences. The trauma of time travel, of losing loved ones, of constantly being out of place, it's all building up. Brianna begins to question whether she made the right choice. Did she bring her children into a world on the brink of war? And what if history can't be changed, no matter how hard they try? Roger, ever the quiet strength beside her, begins to crack under the pressure of trying to protect a family he can't fully understand anymore. There's a powerful scene where he stares at an old book, possibly one of his own, and whispers, "We were never supposed to be here." It's that kind of moment that makes Season 8 so haunting. Even when characters are physically safe, their minds are unraveling. One of the most emotional threads hinted at in the trailer is the unresolved connection between Jamie and his son, William. He watches from afar as William marches off with the British troops, brave, proud, completely unaware of the blood they share. There's a shot of Jamie clenching his fist, his eyes filled with both pride and pain. Will he tell William the truth? Will there even be time? The Revolutionary War has no patience for personal revelations. And yet, Outlander has always found space for intimate truths in the middle of chaos. If this is the last season, then the reveal of William's true parentage could be the final emotional blow, the kind that leaves fans reeling long after the credits roll. And we can't forget about Lord John Grey. His story remains one of quiet heartbreak. He spent years loving Jamie from a distance, honoring him, protecting him, and now, in the twilight of this war, he finds himself choosing between loyalty to his country and the man who changed his life forever. There's a single glance exchanged between Lord John and Jamie in the trailer, wordless, but thunderously emotional. It's a reminder that some of the most powerful love stories in Outlander are the ones that never had a chance to begin. The beauty of this final season lies in its heartbreak. Every smile hides sorrow. Every reunion carries a risk. Every moment could be the last. Time is running out, not just in the story, but in the very fabric of their lives. And as fans, we're not just watching characters say goodbye, we're preparing to say goodbye ourselves. As we dive deeper into Season 8, One thing becomes painfully clear, Outlander is not just ending a story, it's closing a legacy. The trailer hints at a farewell wrapped in silence and sorrow. The kind of farewell that doesn't come with big speeches or grand exits, but with the quiet breaking of hearts. A single shot shows Jamie standing alone in the mist, his back to the camera, the Fraser tartan wrapped tightly around his shoulders, as if he's bracing himself not just for war, but for goodbye. He doesn't say a word. He doesn't need to. The silence speaks louder than anything else. We feel it, this deep, gnawing sense that time is finally running out. Not just for him, but for Claire, for Brianna, for Roger, for all of them. And no matter how far they've traveled, no matter how fiercely they've fought, no one can escape what's coming. Claire's storyline grows even more layered in this season. There are scenes where she's seen tending to wounded soldiers, her hands bloody, her eyes heavy with exhaustion. But there's something new in her gaze, resignation. It's as though she knows she's done everything she can, yet still wonders if it will ever be enough. For years, she's held this family together, through time, through death, through madness, and now, she's faced with the possibility of letting go. Letting go of the future she tried to save. Letting go of the man she's loved across centuries. And yet, there's still a glimmer in her, a refusal to give up completely. That's what makes Claire so extraordinary. Even in the face of total loss, she holds on to love like it's the only thing that matters. And what about the others? The trailer gives us brief flashes, some comforting, some terrifying. Fergus and Marzali are shown for only a second, holding hands in what looks like a farewell. Lizzie, cradling her child, looks over her shoulder with fear in her eyes. Even the distant sound of cannon fire seems to echo through every frame of the trailer, reminding us that no one is truly safe. This war isn't just political, it's personal. Every character we've come to know is now walking on a knife's edge. The choices they make now will decide not just who lives, but who remembers. And who is forgotten. A major shock teased in the trailer is the possible return of a character long believed gone. We see the flash of a face, familiar, ghostly, and haunting. Some fans believe it's Faith. Others say it's a vision, or perhaps a trick of the mind. But whatever it is, it's clear that the past is not done haunting Claire. Her grief, her guilt, her unhealed wounds, all of it comes back with a vengeance. This final season seems to be pulling every emotional thread the series has ever woven. And it's not doing it gently. It's ripping it open. Because sometimes, to truly end something, you have to return to the beginning, and face what you tried so hard to bury. There's one final image in the trailer that feels like a prophecy. Claire and Jamie standing side by side, watching the sun rise over a battlefield. They're older now. Weathered. Scarred. But they're still together. And maybe that's the only victory they were ever meant to have. Not winning a war. Not changing the future. But simply surviving, together. It's a moment of peace in a sea of violence. And it might be the last one they ever get. As we prepare for the final season of Outlander, there's an undeniable weight pressing on every fan's heart, a bittersweet ache that comes when you realize the end is near, but you're not ready to let go. Season 8 isn't just a conclusion. It's a farewell letter to the characters who have lived in our minds and hearts for nearly a decade. To Jamie Fraser, who taught us what it means to love without pride. To Claire, who showed us that strength comes not from never breaking, but from choosing to stand back up, again and again. And to every soul who walked beside them, whether for a moment or a lifetime, this final chapter is for them too. There's a stillness to the final frames of the trailer. A soft, golden light falling over the highlands. The wind carries the echo of voices we've lost. And in that moment, you realize, this story was never just about time travel, or war, or history. It was about love. Fierce, defiant, unshakable love, but love, as we've learned, comes at a cost. And Season 8 is making it clear, every sacrifice, every tear, every choice will come to bear now. Jamie and Claire's journey through centuries has always danced with fate, challenging it, questioning it, even rewriting it. But the final season asks the hardest question of all, can you truly outrun destiny? Or does everything eventually come full circle? There are no guarantees this time. No promised reunions. No safe returns. And perhaps that's what makes this season so powerful. It's real. Raw. Honest. It strips away the fantasy and leaves us with the beating heart of the story, a love story that may not end in happily ever after, but in something far more meaningful. Legacy.as fans, we're not just watching characters on screen. We're saying goodbye to pieces of ourselves. To the nights spent rewatching favorite episodes. To the quotes that found their way into our lives. To the community we've built, across oceans, languages, and time zones, because of this one remarkable story. And though it hurts to think of it ending, there's beauty in the goodbye. Because it means the story mattered. It meant something. And it always will. Outlander gave us a window into the past, but but more importantly, it gave us permission to believe in enduring love in our present. As we step into this final season together, let's hold on tight, to each other, to the memories, and to the hope that even when stories end, their echoes remain. We'll walk this last path with Jamie and Claire, through heartbreak and hope, through fire and silence. And when the final credits roll, and the screen fades to black, we'll still carry their story with us. Because great love stories never really end.